I am not an influencer, and when I do hardware reviews, 99.9% of the time, I do it with hardware that I bought myself. However, when the folks at BenQ reached out and told me that they had a monitor to take a look at, not just any monitor, but literally a monitor for programmers, this was something that I would make an exception for, and they sent me the BenQ RD280 or 280U monitor for programming, literally a programming monitor. So the question is then, what is a programming monitor? From my perspective, it's something that's going to have high contrast, it's going to look good, it's going to have a high refresh rate, it's going to have all the different things that I want, but it might have, and this is what's most interesting about this particular BenQ monitor, a different aspect ratio. Most monitors are 16:9 or 16:10. These are 3:2, and the only other 3:2 monitors that I have used have been those on the Surface laptops. Surface laptops have a different aspect ratio. Now, the monitors that I have right now are many-year-old, probably 7 or 8-year-old Dells. I've got 3 Dell 16:9 monitors. I've had these for a very long time. They're 4K. They're okay. They're not super high contrast, but they work just fine. I use these kind of exclusively for work. Now, my Dell monitors are mounted on monitor arms that are mounted to my wall. So theoretically, I should be able to swap out the BenQ programming monitor and hang it on that same VESA mount. So let's do the unboxing and let's hang the monitor and see how it looks. I'm going to give you my straight opinion. They did send me these monitors for free, but I'm not being paid for the review. And if you trust me and you know me, I'll tell you like it is. This is heavy. This is substantial. The monitor has got 3 USB ports, which is nice. It's always nice to have a monitor that is also a USB hub, which is interesting. Oh, wow. Let's look at these ports. Okay, display port, HDMI, there's USB for KVM, and then 2 USB-C and power. Wow. Okay, so immediately I notice the aspect ratio change. This is a substantial monitor, and you'll notice it is not 16:9. That is a 3:2. That's taller, so that's going to mean more lines of code, more pixels. So that'll be a 4K in density and DPI. We notice on the back we've got a round mount, but I see standard hangers, so it'll be interesting to see how VESA will apply to that. Let's go take a look. Now we remember that our goal is going to be to replace a 16:9 monitor with the larger 3:2. They're both 27-inch monitors, but I'm going to get more vertical space, more lines of code with the BenQ coding monitor because of its different aspect ratio. Let's see if it hangs well. So I've taken the Dell off, put the BenQ coding monitor next to it. You can see that aspect ratio difference immediately. Same width, different height. It's a larger and heavier monitor. All right, so if this works, I should be able to just hang this on the existing wall mount. Hey, that's cool. That just worked. Wow, okay, I like that. Standards. One of the funny things to me about monitors these days is I prefer buttons on the front. This is just me, nobody else wants this, but every monitor these days has buttons underneath and you have to kind of go, what does that button do? What does that button do? What does that button do? And then one of them goes up and down and one of them does menu. I always think that's interesting. Now right off the bat, you'll notice that my Dell 27-inch is a 3840 by 2160. Well, the BenQ is 2560. Okay, so we went from 2160 to 2560. That's 400 extra pixels what is that, 25%? 20-ish, 25%, so it's immediately recognized as being a larger monitor. Same width though. Looks like the power key is underneath here. Oh, interesting. Too dark. Do you want to activate night hours? I do not want to do that at all, please. I like it dark. Okay, right off the bat, I'm seeing, look at the difference in the dark, the contrast, the brightness and the contrast here. I just want to point out that I've done no color calibration at all, but I'm just immediately first noticing this black is black, right? The purple is rich and dark. Well, over here, I'm realizing that my 7-year-old Dell is washed out. Now let's turn off that ring light if we think that that might be making a difference. So that's already an extremely dramatic change in crispness that I'm seeing. Now look at this. This is my Visual Studio Code. Let's open up a new window and we'll have it duplicated on the BenQ. Very black blacks. Dark mode is dark. That is crisp. Now I'm trying to size the fonts to be about the same size and opening up the exact same file. What does this button do? Ooh, coding light theme. Oh, so this has presets and a coding button. This is interesting. Just like the LG monitors that have different presets for, you know, FPS gaming or RPGs. Ah, okay. That brings it up to a brightness, 100% brightness, 50% contrast, similar to the Dell, okay? But then I can hit it again and say, I'm using a dark theme. I'm coding with a dark theme or I'm coding with a light theme. And it then optimizes automatically for the dark theme, which is why it just felt so much nicer. You notice our input here, we've got DisplayPort, HDMI or USB-C, which is nice. So check this out, they have this moon halo feature, and it turns on a light in the back of the monitor to give you a bias lighting, so you can have lighting glowing out the back. That is really cool. How nice is that? But it does have a native resolution of 3840 by 2560 compared to a traditional 16 by 9 monitor that runs 3840 by 2160. So you're getting 400 more pixels. I'm running them all at the same DPI. This is the BenQ RD280U 28-inch diagonal. I had a 27-inch Dell here. Programming monitor with backlight moon halo. It's 4K plus. Remember when I said before it's not 4K? That's that extra 400 pixels. So you're getting more than 4K. That is really clear. I gotta say, this is nice. So they sent this to me. What does it cost? It is a monitor for $599. That is pretty reasonable. Significant upgrade from my 7-year-old Dells. I am going to enjoy this very, very much. Again, as you know, I'm not a big hardware influencer type, but when they offered to send me this free monitor and it was specifically for coders, I thought I would take the chance, and I'm impressed. This is nice. $600, and I'm already impressed with how it's fitting in to my layout right here. So big thank you to BenQ for sending me that for review, and I'm going to give it a couple of months and see how it works, see how eye strain feels, trying the different color temperatures, as well as the that halo in the back, that bias lighting, and I'll return and I'll maybe give you an update on how I'm feeling about this monitor.